When I was only 9 years old, I embarked on a journey of training my body. Alone, I would build my power, sculpt my body, and strengthen my mind. At the age of 12, I would wake up at 6 a.m. to train 1 hour before school, and I'd continue my training when I came back home. When I was 14, I started training from 5 a.m. every single morning. No coach, no trainer, just me. I did 250 push-ups every morning and 250 push-ups every evening on top of all my other training. 500 push-ups in total. On weekends, I would do up to 1,000 push-ups a day. I would do sprint training, jump training, and overall calisthenic strength training. And the results have been tremendous.
Yeah, after this shit, they all gonna remember me. Stick up the bag and the end of the draw. Get in the floor, take from the rich and then give to the poor. Give them the shit that they couldn't afford. Buy my cribs and then give them a tour. Whipping the Porsche, skirt on the cops and I'm flipping.
How did I stay motivated? How did I stay disciplined? How can you become motivated? It all starts with desire. Motivation seems to be something that some people have more of than others, right? So me, it seems like I have more motivation than others. David Goggins, it seems like he has more motivation than others. The reality is though that it's not that we have more motivation, it's that we have more of a desire for our goals, right? The goals that we have are goals that we truly want. And a lot of people are going to be fighting this uphill battle because they're trying to build motivation for something that they do not really desire, right? And that's okay. But you have to understand, if you don't desire something, it's going to be an uphill battle. So I recommend finding something that you do desire. Now, let me just explain. When I worked out as a kid, right, I didn't need motivation nor discipline. The only thing I needed discipline for was going to sleep early because I didn't really want to go to sleep early, right? That was the only thing I needed discipline for. The workout process, I did not need discipline. I wanted to work out. It was pleasurable for me. Working out for me was like eating food, was like gaming, you know? It truly fueled me. It gave me energy. It was something I truly, truly deep within enjoyed doing, okay? There was no motivation needed for that. That was a true, deep desire, right? It's kind of like what Arnold Schwarzenegger said, you know? He said, working out for me is like coming, you know? So in more ways, I'm coming more than anybody else, you know? I'm coming in bed with a woman. I come in the gym. I come when I'm backstage getting a pump. And I come when I'm on stage, you know? I'm coming is amazing, right? That's how working out was for me. Rate my accent, right? But that's how my training was for me. It wasn't something that I had to be motivated for. Do you need to be motivated to bust a nut, right? It's something that is truly, it's just a desire, right? In fact, low-key, you need to fight against that desire sometimes, right? That's why I overtrain a lot, you know? Another example, as a kid, my parents used to, let's say me, my brother, or my sister, let's say one of us was disobedient, you know, we didn't perform well in school, or you got an email home from a teacher for misbehaving. If my brother did something, my parents would take away his phone. My sister did something, they would take away his phone, her phone, right? If I did something, my parents would let me keep my phone, you know, here you go, here's your phone, don't worry. But I wasn't allowed to work out, and I would be distraught. The punishment for me was you can go out with your friends, but you're not allowed to work out. And I was in pain, man. I was like, Mom, no, take my phone, please. I was begging for her to take my phone because working out for me was truly something that I desired. All right. You need to be motivated for your homework. If your parents took your homework away, would you be complaining? Like, oh no, but I need it. No, because you don't desire it. You need to be motivated for it. I didn't need to be motivated to work out. In fact, when my parents would ban me from working out, or let's say for a week I wasn't allowed to go to the school gym, I would still go to the school gym. I just, you know, I'd tell my parents I had to stay in school to do like maths or geography or whatever. And then I'd change into my gym attire. I'd train at the gym and I'd go back into my school uniform and come back home and pretend I didn't go to the gym. I really wanted it. It wasn't a motivation thing or a discipline thing. It was a desire, right? A lot of you lot have goals that you don't truly desire, goals that somebody else put upon you. Maybe you were born middle class, right? You grew up in a middle class family. And now you're seeing content of people on that Sigma grind set, you know, that wake up 5 a.m., the time when champions either go to sleep or wake up, you know, that type of thing with all that like Sigma grind set music, right? Maybe you're seeing that and you're trying to focus on that. You're trying to be motivated to be on that track, but it's not really for you. You don't have a desire because you're quite comfortable, and that's not even a bad thing. It isn't for everybody, you know. Maybe you're fat, right? And your family wants you to lose weight. Your mother, your girl, your man, you know, somebody wants you to lose weight. And you don't really want to lose weight, but you know, you go to the pursuit of training, so you start going to the gym, but you keep losing motivation, because it isn't really something that you desire. You don't really want to, it's not that you don't want the physique. The physique would be nice, but you don't really want to go to the gym, walk on the treadmill for at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week, for example. Lift dumbbells, do curls and stuff like that. Focus on your time with attention, rest 1 to 3 minutes in between. Maybe you're not interested in that. Ever thought of that? So you're going to be constantly trying to stay motivated, but someone like me, I am interested in that. I do want to do that. So what I'm saying is, rather than focus on what you don't want to do, unless it's a duty. So I'm not now saying like leave your wife and 2 kids and, I'm not motivated to do my job. Don't do that. I'm not saying that. But unless it's a duty, then you need discipline. For duty, you need discipline, right? Double D, right? But when it comes to something that is not duty, for your self-improvement or for your purpose in life, focus on something which you do have a desire. Now, I'm not saying that if you're fat, stay fat. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is it's hard to be motivated. I personally don't like exercise. I don't like exercise. I like training. I like training because training is for a goal, for a purpose. I'm training my body for an ability. Exercise is just running through the motions. Training, you're doing an obstacle course. Exercise, you're just walking on a treadmill or running on a treadmill or on a stationary bike. I don't like exercise. I find it boring. I'm going to be completely honest. I've always found exercising boring. I'm driven by a purpose, I still, my heart is healthy, my lungs are healthy. I'm getting that cardiovascular endurance done, but I'm doing it in a more fun way. I'm doing it whilst I'm sparring, whilst I'm hitting the bag, whilst I'm shadowboxing. You're doing it whilst jogging on a treadmill or on a stationary bike or going on a walk. Of course, you're not going to be motivated. That's boring. When have you ever seen an animal, right? When have you ever seen a dog do squats? When have you ever seen a dog do like vertical jumps, 5 sets of 3 and then, rest for 3 minutes and then do it again, or run in a straight line, walk back, run again, walk back, run again, then take 5 minutes rest and repeat that 3 times. You don't see that happen. Why don't you see that happen? Because animals don't exercise. We aren't meant to be exercising. We're meant to just have active lives. So of course you're struggling with working out. Right? So how about rather than be like, okay, cool, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to do 150 minutes of blah, blah, blah. How about you find a sport? Find a local team wherever you are for whatever sport that you enjoy doing. It could be boxing, wrestling. That's quite cardio based as well. It could be football, basketball, American football, badminton, tennis. I don't care, right? Find a sport and start playing, start competing. That can actually give you drive. You don't come home from the gym from running on a treadmill for an hour or jogging on a treadmill or walking on it and then come home think, okay, how do I get better at walking on a treadmill? No. But you might come home from playing basketball and think, oh man, how do I improve my handles? Because it gives you a purpose. It gives you a true goal, a true meaning to your training. You're not just exercising, going through the motions. You're training for a goal, for a target, right? That's what I recommend. A lot of you lot are essentially climbing a mountain, but you don't really, like, you desire to get to the top of the mountain so you can take a picture for IG, right? This is an analogy I used like 2 years ago, right? You desire to get to the top of the mountain so you can take a picture for IG, but you don't really desire the process of getting up to the top of the mountain. The people who don't struggle with motivation are the people who desire the process and the end goal. You might think, for example, me, I love food, right? Does that mean I desire being a chef? No, because I hate the process of making food. I just like the end goal, right? The end process, at the end, the finished product, all right? So I shouldn't then be like, oh yeah, my passion in life is being a chef. Of course not, because I don't desire the process. It's the same with you guys, right? I don't like bodybuilding. Of course, having a physique with tremendous gains and everything is amazing, right? But I don't like the process of doing curls, focusing on time and attention. That's boring to me. I can't even think about the last time I did curls. I can't even fathom it. When was it? Because I don't care about curls. I don't care about doing bodybuilding. I care about building strength, power, athleticism, right? That's all I care about. So I can't go that route. I don't care about football. I like this. It's a cool sport. You can play every now and then. I'm not driven to get better at football. I never was as a kid either, right? I only did the things that I was driven to do. So I didn't have to stay motivated because I really was driven to do what I decided to do. You might be studying for a course at uni or whatever, right? Some course that you're not actually interested in doing, but it pays well and whatever. How about you pick a course that you're more interested in that still pays okay, maybe not as much as the other course, but because of how passionate you are towards the studying for that course, you end up performing way more than you would perform on the other course, and you end up earning more anyway in the process, right? How about that, right, in the long term? As a kid, I did good in English in school, right? But I never studied it. I couldn't be bothered to study English. I couldn't care less about English, right? I revised, like, for my English exams, I revised all the quotes for like Romeo and Juliet and stuff like that the day of the exams, right? I'm not even joking. I'd look through my notes. Most of the English lessons, I would just sleep. I was just bored. Me and my friend used to take turns sleeping, right? However, in my own time when I was at home, what I did like to do was I liked to research animals, right? And I like to believe that if I wasn't in the cult, alongside doing sports, I probably would have studied zoology. That's something I was truly interested in, right? So I would study animals all the time. I'd watch every documentary on the cat family because that's my favorite, like, animal family, right? Cheetahs were my favorite animal as well. But I'd study every single documentary I could find, every single article I could read in my own time, right? That's something I had a desire for. I didn't have a desire for English. I had a desire for zoology, right? For learning about animals, for some realms of biology, but not fully, you know what I mean? So my point is, rather than me waste my time thinking, how do I get motivation for doing English? Why don't I just focus on what I have the desire for? Let's say you're a programmer, right? You like programming or whatever. You just do that in your spare time. You program games or computer programs, I don't know, right? You like doing that. And your family, however, they want you to be a chef. Your parents want you to be a chef. Your teacher, society is pushing you to be a chef. You might be like, okay, cool. How do I become the best chef to make my parents proud? So you take time. You're like, okay, I need to get good at reading recipes and following them, or making recipes, right? And whatever. So you do your research. You research how to bake an egg. I don't know, right? How to cook it, whatever, boil an egg. And you always find that you're struggling with motivation to get your work done. So you go, okay, cool. I need to create a sense of urgency. I need to make my parents proud, blah, blah, blah. You rile yourself up, and then you go the route of motivation again, and it doesn't work. Then you go, okay, cool. I need to be disciplined. I need to do what I don't like I love it, until I love it, right? And it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because you don't really want to be a chef. So stop forcing yourself. We're not all cut from the same cloth. We're different people. We have different motivations, different inspirations. So focus on something that you truly are inspired to do. All right, I can't do the stuff that you lot are inspired to do half the time. I'm not that intrigued by that stuff. But whatever it is that you're intrigued by, go that route. So yet again, as I said, there is things that you have a duty for. So I'm not saying quit your job or anything like that. When it's duty, have discipline. But when it comes to things that are for you, or something that you have time to plan and blah, 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 then focus on what you actually have a deep desire for. When it's for your well-being, focus on, it can still be doing the same thing, but focus on a way that you can shape your goals. So if you want to have a good physique, but you're not really interested in it, focus on a sport, right? Let's say you play American football. Focus on a sport that you therefore need to have a good physique for the sport. You need to be strong for the sport. Do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Focus on calisthenics. You build a good physique with it. I'm not just promoting calisthenics. I'm just being honest, right? Like things like that. And maybe you're not interested in calisthenics. Then focus on something else. Focus on another avenue of training. I can tell you one thing. I love training calisthenics, right? I always train a bunch of different sports, but mixing calisthenics and boxing, oh my goodness, is something that I truly enjoy doing. That's why I add more to my training, right? For those of you wondering about wrestling, my first ever wrestling session is going to be tomorrow, right? But that's why I add so much to my training, because I truly enjoy it. So you might be finding an uphill battle thinking, how do I, beat this guy at this or match his level or whatever, but you don't really want to do it. Don't try to be the best version of somebody else. Try to be the best version of you. That's all. It's B4Flex, and I'm out.